We're back, people, and today we're going to film on the Miami Dolphins defense versus the Jets, and they honestly came out here and played a perfect game. It was outstanding to watch. Every single player played well. A lot of standouts. Particularly, the biggest news was losing Jaylen Phillips to the Achilles injuries. That sucks so much. Honestly, wishing him the best recovery possible. Hopefully he can come back. But that's just a huge loss. Probably one of the biggest losses the defenses could have. He's playing at such a high level, and he's just a good guy, man. Deserves better than that. I hope, he can, really regain and, have a good journey physically, mentally, things like that. And he played a hell of a game. Here he is, setting the edge versus tackle, ripping underneath, still making the play too. Everyone across the board, they stopped the run so well. The defense is playing such a high level. And I know this was versus the Jets and, Tim Boyle at quarterback, nothing super special. But they've been kind of playing to this level for weeks. They out-physicaled the hell out of this Jets team. I love to see that. And everyone was just playing smart, responsible football. Jerome Baker played a really good game. I'm going to do some individual player breakdowns throughout the week because it's, I could break down literally every play in this video but that'll make it so long. So I'll get to some players, but some dominant performances from Wilkins, Jerome Baker. The whole secondary was really good, solid on the back end. Didn't even have to do too much. Big plays. Holland, obviously, with the pick six that we'll get to, but Jaylen Phillips, gotta show some plays in here from him because he played amazingly. Unfortunate that thing happened with the injury. Lots of respect to Jaylen Phillips. Dolphins stopping the run was such a huge part of the game because they just kept getting them into third and long situations. This is 3rd and 12. And then they would get pressure and just force the throws underneath. And the Dolphins defense did a great job tackling. Good job by, they're playing cover 6 here. They're playing cover 2 to the bottom. And just good job relating to the number 2 by Jerome Baker and coverage Garrett Wilson. Maintain your inside leverage. He works the outside like this. Then you have Howard, in the flat, coming down to help as well. Just all there. Make the tackle. They get some nice pressure up front. They were really scared to push the ball down the field versus this Dolphins team. They very rarely threw the ball past 10 yards. And look at Phillips. He's the one who gets the initial pressure. He dominates that rep, gets him to open up to the inside, wins with a little bit of an inside counter. Just great play that we were witnessing up front from, honestly, everybody. Another big play from Jaylen Phillips. He really started off dominating this game. He should have got a safety here. This quarterback got. That was probably Tim Boyle's best play of the game, was him getting this ball out to where his receiver was in the flat, so it wasn't intentional grounding. But they try to block Phillips with a tight end. And I don't think I mentioned it yet, but going to need Van Ginkel will probably play more down on the edge again because he's been playing a lot off ball, especially with Phillips and Chubb back. So I think he's going to go more to the edge. Probably him and Chubb will be the starters. Ogba will definitely need to step up, see more playing times. They might sign some people, but really going to need those guys to play at a higher level. And then even Chubb, who's been playing really good, maybe even him stepping up a little bit as well. I do think, though, that Ogba has been kind of throughout the year, has been rotating in at right, off the right edge here where Chubb plays. But he's always been typically better where Phillips plays, and he looked better in this game in those snaps on this side of the ball, so maybe that could help him get going too, because this was probably his best game of the season. I'll probably get a full breakdown on him, what to expect, how he's looked all throughout the year, but that rep by Jaylen Phillips, he's such a freak of nature athlete. The explosiveness at his size and his effort. They're really going to miss his energy on the field because he plays at such a high competitive toughness, and just a big loss for the squad. Another 3rd and long, this time 3rd and 15. Jerome Baker, another stop. They kept trying to throw these quick passes out to Baker's side, and he just made a tackle. This time, a little dump off to Breece Hall. They're scared to push the ball down the field. They're playing quads. Everything is pretty much taken away down the field. Good coverage here, good coverage up top, good coverage right here. This is all taken away, so they just dump it down to Breece Hall. Jerome Baker looked probably, this is not it. I think, Baker had another game this year. I was that was the best game of his career. This game might have been even better. I'm going to definitely get to, his individual looks, but, every play I was watching with him, he was out here looking very, very solid. It also plays to his strengths a lot of these times where he doesn't have to, play a lot of true man coverage where guys are trying to beat him one-on-one, but he just has to hold his leverage, play top down, and then use his speed to close and make these tackles right at the catch point, and he made some big time plays. Had to show this play just because I'm showing all the good Phillips plays because this will be the last time I get to really break down Jaylen Phillips this year. Instincts, almost causes the interception. These are big time plays that the defense will miss. He's not even on the screen here, and he cheats in on this blitz, recognizes the play call. Good job beating his block. Get the hands up. then almost gets Holland an interception right there. The ball just hits the ground, but he's just such an impactful player, man. It's still devastating to think about. Then you get a 3rd and 3. Dolphins were doing a really good job at pretty much every 3rd down, no matter the distance in this game. And then this game was also a Christian Wilkins masterclass. Haven't really spoken about him too much yet, or at least shown his play. And he was just dominating his one-on-ones. To me, I'm probably going to make a video on Christian Wilkins about getting him paid. The offseason will be interesting because they have a lot of free agents and a lot of guys that are like need to be paid. And I know there was like a part of the season where people were like, Christian Wilkins, which should be like 4th or 5th priority. For me, he's one of the top priorities. He always has been. I think a lot of people have always underrated his pass rush ability just because he didn't have the sack numbers, and like they don't understand the system with Flores that they played. It doesn't allow for the defensive tackles to really truly rush the passer. And now with Fangio, it has allowed him to rush the passer. He's still a dominant run defender, and now you can just see him bullying guards up front. He can win with athleticism, power, some nuance, different pass rush moves, and he's just the highest energy player on the field. Like, he has a different energy. I think he's super important to the team. I feel like him and the O-line guys that are free agents are definitely the most important guys to get locked up. Jets in 2nd and 3 here, still being able to stop the run. They stop it for only 2 yards, but you can just see like how like it gets 2 yards here, but you can see, look at everyone just beat their blocks so fast and create so much chaos, but without playing like too, undisciplined at the same time. Phillips beats the right tackle to the inside. He oversets again. Wilkins beats his guard. Sealer hits a nice, swim over the top. Club swim move. It's just great play from those 3 up front. And then they all collapse on him, hold him to a 2-yard gain, which leads to them getting the stop on the next play. Then the next play, they try to throw the ball quickly out on the flat. I don't know why they keep doing like screens or, these types of plays to Kohu's side, because Kohu shuts this down almost every single time. The play recognition, he's a great tackler as well, especially in these situations. Had to get the ball out quickly. Van Ginkel's man-to-man on the running back, but he's in a tough spot just based on his pre-snap alignment for him to get on the flat, and Kohu makes such a good play to get that stop, hold him to no gain, and then, forces them to have to punt the ball away. Then the next play we're going to break down, probably the most legendary play of the game. I mean, definitely the most legendary play of the game. It's going to be the one talked about and shown, just like the Miami Miracle. This one will be shown for quite some time. The Hail Mary, whatever they're calling it right now, the Jevon Holland pick 6. Such a big play because, first of all, hold on, before I show it in full, just watch Christian Wilkins right here. Breece Hall just carries him for like 15 yards almost, and then Jevon Holland takes the quarterback's ankles like he says. That's the biggest part of this specific play. This will be the fun view to see it from. He chucks it up, and Jevon Holland gets the pick, and since he has like that momentum coming forward, and there's no receiver to really they have who is that right there? I think that might be Howard. But Howard gets a body to shield Garrett Wilson because he's really just trying to stop him from getting to the end zone, and it holds him from getting Holland. And now Holland's just in space with a bunch of offensive linemen. I'm like, oh my god, he actually has a good chance to score here, because this is like a field goal return. All the non-skill position players are trying to stop you, and there's not many of them. Really, the only guy who has a chance is Breece Hall to slow you down, and the O-lineman to get you after that. But Wilkins gets such a good block on Hall, and then Holland makes Tim Boyle look stupid. That is such an insane play. Shout out Jevon, who's one of the best safeties in the league. We love Christian Wilkins around here. Always have. I know some people, I've seen people in this fan base have some weird opinions about Wilkins. Like, he's not that good. Like, he's not a top defensive tackle. Yeah, there's probably some guys better than him, but when it comes to free agency and you're like a top 5 to 10-ish player at your position, you're going to get paid like one of the top guys. That's just how free agency works. You could let him go, but to me, he's too important to this team. Like, that energy he plays with, I feel like people build off of that, and I feel like that's more important than people give him credit for. And this is just, he's a very intelligent football player as well. He understands what's going on here. He knows he can flatten down, but he just feels the body language of the quarterback here, adjust that angle to get to him and get that sack. That's just high-level football, because usually in this situation, it's the edge defender that's left on block, but not this time. They don't want to leave Phillips on block because they know how he can be in these situations. He can be very disruptive, so they leave the defensive tackle, who's like, if you look at the front here, he's like a 3-4 defensive end type. But just leave him unblocked, but he's so athletic, makes this play, gets that sack. Wilkins, I think he's already has more sacks this season than he's had in one season before in his career, so good for him. He deserves to get paid. He's been one of the best players on this team for many years now, and he still is. 2nd and 1 and another sack. Like, they keep getting sacks on situations in like some very short situations. They're just covering well on the back end. Like, I'm not even been too focused on the coverage. You can see them playing some quads here, tricks into this side, which basically Ramsey's locked up on Garrett Wilson on the backside, playing some press. He has good coverage. They're like playing tricks, which usually this quarter safety, that means he's just leaving him locked here, and he's finding number 3 on the backside. But number 3 doesn't really come underneath. They have some stuff here. This is all taken away. The only one really option now is down out in the flat, but Boyle already has some pressure on him. He escapes the pocket. It gets a Jaylen Phillips sack. They had a chance to get him. They let him escape here a little bit. But look at Phillips' effort, man. He just plays at a different speed than everyone else. Like, he's right here, and he closes so fast. He had to slide, and they lose 2 yards on that play. Even though he could have easily had, like, most quarterbacks would have a chance to run for first down, but with Phillips, with that speed, makes a big-time play. And then a big stop on the 3rd and 3. Look at this play from Deshaun Elliott. Look where he's aligned pre-snap. He is 10 yards off this ball, and he's basically matched up versus Breece Hall here. Everyone's just playing, they're playing like a zone match, and he closes. He has to get this guy if he goes out into the flat like this. They're not switching off. He closes, makes a great open field tackle, limits that to like maybe a half yard, a yard gain, but wow, that's a great play. Elliott also had a really good game. Credit to him. I think, as you can see, in these 3rd down situations, Baker and Van Ginkel were playing a lot of off-ball. They've been pulling David Long off the field in these situations because Long's like their best run defender, but not as great in pass coverage. So this is kind of going to hurt them here. Like, not only just losing Phillips, it kind of hurts them in this situation as well, because now Van Ginkel will most likely be down here in majority of the situations. But now it could be Ogba too, but it will be Van Ginkel a lot of times. So it could be, David Long back here. Maybe you see more Channing Tindall. Maybe you start to see him at this point. Maybe some Duke Riley, who knows. But yeah, that will change up that dynamic as well. Just another good play, good pressure brought by Vic Fangio. And not going to, like, we're getting towards the end here. I'm not even going to show the touchdown they gave up. It was a garbage time touchdown, and it was after like a fumble, missed handoff with the, practice squad running back. So they started in really good territory. To me, the Dolphins defense played really, really well. That none of the scores there was a pick 6, and then there was that touchdown that I don't really count them against. Like, it's pointless to show. But love the pressure here. They're sliding the protection to the right, and then they bring Van Ginkel on this side. They have 3 versus 2 here, and then they only bring 1 to this side. So they slide protection to the right when they just bring 1 defensive tackle. This is just a perfectly timed blitz. He has to throw the ball out. Baker's reading the eyes of the quarterback, ready to take away that throw. He has to basically throw it away. Good play call, great execution. Really, the Vic Fangio, people wanted him fired at the start of the season. He's been very, very good over the past 5-6 weeks. Another big play from Elliott. Look how they're disguising this pre-snap. They basically rotate into like a cover 1 type of coverage, and he's playing man-to-man on this tight end. Rotate down. They're bringing pressure. Knows the ball's going to come out quickly, and he just gets a big hit at the catch point to dislodge that ball, and that's a super clean hit. They get Van Ginkel running in free again. These timed up blitzes have worked so well. They keep getting these guys coming in unblocked like that, and that is a tone-setting hit. Good work up front here. Another sack. I think this time it's a Zach Sealer. This is like the one time they kind of actually drove down the field, but then I'll show how this drive ended with some good work. This time they only bring 4. This was after the Phillips injury. Not going to show that. That was just super unfortunate. But good job as you can see, Van Ginkel's got some moves to him. He tries to hit that swipe, rip to the outside, and then spin back. And then that kind of forces Boyle up into Sealer. And they all just meet them at the point. Nice getting Zach a sack as well, because everyone was getting involved in this one. Play the ring breakdown. This is the Jerome Baker interception to seal it. I'll probably get some individual guys this week like Van Ginkel and Ogba, just, because they have to replace. Probably get more Baker as well. Maybe even some Holland, players like that. A lot of defensive guys. I think tomorrow I'll probably do the running game because I focused a lot on Tua yesterday. So I want to get the running game because I thought the running game is very important for the rest of the season. I think it's important to look at, see how they did it. And it was very, very encouraging, the signs I saw with how they were able to sustain drives and at least get you into third and manageable situations. And they also need to be able to run the ball more on third and short. They did it at least once in this game. It wasn't as, common as I would like still, but good work getting some pressure up front. Also, Wilkins with another huge play. This is basically an interception created by Wilkins with the tip. The ball flies up. Does that tip off two people? I think Wilkins tips it, and then it tips off Elliott. So that was Howard. So was it a double tip? it was something. I mean, we got the double tip in there, it looks like. Unless Wilkins never touched it and it just tipped off Howard. But then Baker gets the pick. Good job by pretty much everyone there across the board. We can go look at it from more of the secondary's perspective. I still feel, even with the Phillips injury, I still feel very confident in the defense. Don't know if it has, that same potential level right now without Jaylen Phillips. Gives you so much explosiveness out there. But I still think this unit can be very good. Yeah, you can see this. Dolphins playing some match 3. Everyone just matched up. This is some zone match type thing. Phillips is your main hook. Howard closes down on this one, and then it's able to go up in the air. Big time plays. Baker gets an interception, even though it's not the most impressive interception. Nice to show that on your stat sheet. He deserved it for how well he played in this game. So if you enjoyed the video, make sure to like, subscribe, and let's get done. Peace.